I want to become a lead within the next 1 or 2 years. I have been mentoring young designers for years now, and this is the single most common thing I hear. And at first, I thought it was just 1 or 2 ambitious people, but over time, I realized this has become the default expectation for almost every early career professional. So, today I want to talk about this. Not to crush your ambition. Your ambition is fire and you should nurture it. But I want to talk about what nobody tells you about leadership, the reality behind the title, what you should actually be building instead. So, why is this rush happening? After talking to a lot of young professionals, I have narrowed it down to two things. The first is what I call the title trap. Every day on LinkedIn and Instagram, we see curated success stories. Someone got promoted to the lead in 2 years, somebody got as a VP at 28, and it creates that powerful feeling of FOMO. If I'm not growing that fast, I must be falling behind. But what we don't see are the years of hard work, the long nights, and the quiet failures behind these titles. Social media shows us the highlighted reels, not the documentary. The second thing is immediate gratification. We live in a world where everything is instant. Food arrives in 20 minutes, shopping is just one click, validation is a notification away. So naturally, people expect their career to move that fast too. But here is the uncomfortable truth. You can't rush depth. You can't shortcut experience. Real growth takes time, and that's actually a good thing, even though it doesn't feel like it's right now. So let me tell you what leadership actually looks like. Not the LinkedIn version, the real version. First, credibility takes time to build. Your team will trust you only when they see that you know what you are doing, not just theory, real hands-on understanding. And that doesn't happen in just 1 or 2 years. It doesn't. Second, every experienced leader carries invisible battle scars. Failed projects, missed deadlines, wrong decisions, tough conversations that went sideways. Those scars, they are actually your most valuable leadership assets because they teach you nuances. You learn that sometimes what looks like a bad design decision is actually the right business decision. You develop judgment, and judgment cannot be taught in any course. Third, emotional maturity. When you are early in your career, every disagreement feels personal. A rejected idea feels like a rejection of you. A disagreement feels like an attack. With time, you develop the emotional bandwidth to separate people from problems, to assume good intent, to navigate politics without being skeptical. And here is the thing that nobody talks about. A manager without emotional maturity creates a volatile environment. Their mood becomes the team's weather. Their insecurity becomes the team's constraints. That's why emotional growth isn't optional for leaders, it's the foundation. And four, deep knowledge. You simply cannot lead effectively in an area where you don't have expertise. And building true expertise takes immersion, repetition, and time. There are no shortcuts here. So what should you actually do? My advice is simple but not easy. Lead yourselves first. Before you can lead a team, you need to demonstrate that you can lead yourselves. Here is what that looks like. 1. Own your commitments completely. When you say you will deliver something by Friday, treat it like a promise. If you're going to miss it, communicate day in advance, not hours before. If you can't manage your own deadlines, nobody is going to trust you with a team's deadline. 2. Be intellectually honest. Learn to say I don't know without shame, because learning starts right there. When you make a mistake, own it. Don't hide, don't blame, fix it. Honesty builds trust faster than perfection. 3. Build your own learning system. Don't wait for training programs or mentors to hand you knowledge. Create your own curriculum. When you encounter something you don't understand, dig until you do it. If you can't lead your own education, you can't guide any else's growth. 4. Master your emotional responses. Pay attention to your triggers. When you get defensive or frustrated, pause before acting. This self-awareness is the beginning of emotional regulation, and that's the single most underrated skill in design. 5. Take initiatives without permission. See a problem, fix it. Notice a gap, fill it. Documentation missing, write it down. Leaders don't wait for permissions, and the person who needs constant direction cannot suddenly start providing it to others. 6. Ask for feedback, and not just during design reviews. Ask about how you communicate, how you collaborate, how you show up. Then implement it without getting defensive. If you can't receive feedback, you will never be able to give it well. 7. Be consistent. Anyone can have one great week. Real leadership is showing up every single day, even on the boring day, even when nobody is watching. Be the person your team can count on, day in and day out. To everyone watching this, I share this not to dampen your ambition, but to redirect it. Because when you focus on being excellent at what you do, leadership will find you. You don't need to chase the title. It will naturally come to you. As I always tell my mentees, your ambition is a fire. Nurture it well, because that same fire can either light your path to success or burn you out. The choice is yours. If this hit home for you, share it with somebody who needs to hear it. Subscribe to Skill Banao. We are here to help you build real skills, not just collect titles. See you on the next one. Cheers.